Hey man, I'm watching this fucking I'm watching this fucking Leave the World Behind movie, and this shit is pisses me the fuck off, bro. This is making me mad. I don't even know why I felt the urge to like come here to say that. But and I watch movies a lot, so I'm not gonna say what is. You probably already seen this shit if you follow me or watch my shit, because that means you know you're into conspiracy shit too, more than likely, or you pay attention to shit. This is making me mad as fuck, bruh. This shit is so. Uh, and people just gonna watch this shit like it's just a movie. You know what I mean? Like it's not supposed to elicit some fucking emotions out of you and make you pre, you know, prepare for certain shit that may or may not even be this, you know, that may or may not even be possible like this. You know what I mean? A lot of that shit is a lot of the shit that they do, like I said, all government, all this shit is fucking Hollywood. They fake shit all the time. And I mean, there is, you know, technologies to do shit, but at the same time, a lot of the shit they do is just mind tricks and manipulations and shit. Netflix, there's a I don't know what to call it, but it's like a, I don't know if it was a pyramid. It's some kind of like symbol, and they show the different levels of like, you know, the cabal or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Netflix is on it, and it's not like I didn't see what they meant by that or why they said that or whatever, but just this movie, that fucking Don't Look Up movie, like they have a section, like a lane now on Netflix that's literally just social engineering. That's the whole movie, is just to engineer you to think that something bad is going to happen, something big and crazy is going to happen. And it probably is, but not in the way that they're trying to make you like manifest. They're making these movies to try to make us manifest some shit, you know? Because if we don't give this that level of you know, effort or whatever the fuck, they can still try to do it, but it won't work the way that they intend on it. But if everyone, and by manifest, I don't mean some magical shit. I mean, if you pump people full of fucking zombie shit, and the movie's not about zombies, I'm just using a different example. If you pump people full of zombie shit and make them see people panicking and robbing each other and beating the fuck out of each other and doing all kinds of, you know, brutal, nasty shit to each other, that's the first thing that's going to come to their brain if some shit like that, or even like the semblance of some shit like that, because you know, they're obviously working on something to make people look and seem like zombies, but I don't think that that's what it's going to be. You know, it's going to be some shit that they do, whether it's with frequency or with some kind of pathogen or poison. They're working on all of that, to be honest with you. If you look into like studies and disclosures from the CIA and all these other dark projects and shit, they're working on that type stuff. But what the fuck is this movie, you know? And it's not even to say that the shit that's in the movie is not, you know, that it's lies or something, but it doesn't anybody think it's fucking weird that they start talking about some shit and then a movie from Netflix comes out instantly? Movies take a long time to make, my nigga. Like, it's not synchronicity, that's planning. That's intent. So that's why, you know, I'm not trying to take people's shit from them, talking about the solar flashes and all that shit, but at the same time, like, why do you know so much about time frames, and why does it coincide with what actually happens? You don't know shit, so why the fuck would you be able to just know that unless you're doing it? You see what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't make sense for you to be able to just know that. That's like, that's not even a principle of religion. That's just existence. You don't control shit like that. Not in that way. You have technologies and stuff like that, but that's not natural or organic. That's you doing shit to people. So like, and I love movies too. This shit be fucking me up, man. I love movies. I love good writing, but this shit is fucked up. This shit is gay, bro. Like you. And the main part that sucks about it is that all these niggas will watch this shit and be like, damn, that movie was crazy, right? And look at the coincidences. There ain't no fucking coincidences, bro. They made this movie and then started talking about all this shit and then put the movie out. It's not hard. It's not hard or fucking secretive. It's very obvious. And I'm sure I'm not the only person to talk about this shit. Matter of fact, I started watching this movie because I saw one of them point up at the real videos and TikTok shit of a nigga like talking about how this was programming. And I knew it was gonna be, you can tell. The articles were already coming out before the movie was out. That too, that shit. Why the fuck is Obama giving you tips on the movie? And why did you tell us that? Like, people aren't thinking deep into this shit. Man, when I saw they cloned Tyrone, I thought everybody was gonna get that shit, because it was literal. I saw people breaking it down in, like, esoterics and shit like that, and that was cool and all, but, like, nah, nigga, this is literal. This is what they're doing. This is the shit that they do, and have been doing for a long-ass time. All of it. Everything in that movie. They clone Tyrone. They do all that and more. So I thought everybody was gonna understand that shit, and then I start listening to people talk about it, and some people got it, especially in the circles that I kind of run in, but like mostly niggas were like, "Oh, it's so artistic." Nigga, that's not artistic. You're just making a movie about shit that has been happening. That's not really. I mean, it's a really fucking fire ass movie. I'm not talking shit on the movie because I loved it. I watched it like 3-4 times. But that's not artistic necessarily. The way the movie was done aesthetically and you know, sonically, artistic, sure. But the writing of the story was not at all artistic. That shit is just life. That is your existence. You don't have to use creativity to imitate life. That's just writing the shit you are going through down, or that you see people going through down. That's not artistic at all, nigga. Like, to me, anyway, you know, if you write, that's not world building. That's reflecting. That's reflecting the world. That's not world building. N.K. Jemisin, Afrofuturist type author. That's world building. Her shit is crazy. That's world building. Pierce Brown. That's world building to a degree. I mean, you know, you can argue there's some Gnostic shit in there and some other stuff too, but and some philosophical. He obviously likes, you know, all the philosophers and shit. But anyway, what the fuck is this movie? What the fuck is this movie? What y'all trying to say? And then the stupid thing is, people will watch this shit. They'll keep saying it's a movie, but then when they see certain people out in public, they're angry at them, even though they ain't done shit to you. And that was a movie that you watched. Same thing with the news and shit. That's a movie. That's not real. That shit is not fucking real. If you actually go over there and talk to them people, they don't give a fuck about you, man. Not you. The government, maybe. That's some other old shit. That's some old clan, different species shit. That's real, but they don't give a fuck about you. Not like that. Yeah. This shit got me hot, bro. This shit's got me hot. I'm not even watching the movie. The shit's still playing. I'm not even watching. I'm gonna have to go back. But what the fuck, bro? Like, why don't we as a people get mad like this? Why isn't everybody like mad like this? They should have been mad at they clone Tyrone, and all these, everybody was like, "Oh, it was so good," and that's all. That's all y'all gonna say to that? That was so good. That's all you gonna say to that? And all the spiritual influencer people with thousands of followers and shit were like using it as some kind of like opportunistic, make some content type shit, but weren't really on some like, this is what they should have been doing to me is, nigga, this is your sign. This is what we've been talking about this shit for a grip, and y'all keep calling us crazy and all this other shit. And if you can't see it, then I don't blame you. It sounds crazy. But that doesn't mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's not true. That's you being a bitch. That's you being a pussy. Pusillanimous. I don't like saying pussy because pussy's stronger than everything else. But female, stronger than... Anyway, pusillanimous. It's... This shit is so goofy, man. And even what I'm doing right now is not... It's also intended. This is louche, nigga. Like, I'm giving louche right now, and that's... Pause. That's fucked up. You know? But it's not the movie that's making me mad. It's the fact that I know y'all won't do shit. I know y'all won't do shit. Y'all gonna watch this movie and be like, damn, that shit was crazy, bro. And then you gonna go to fucking Starbucks or some gay shit. Like, I just don't... Are we gonna do something? Are we gonna, like, talk even? You know? I'm not trying to, like, let's go fuck everything. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, like, we're just gonna keep watching these and let them basically bitch us like this. I don't get it, bruh. I don't understand. Like, the spell is that it's got y'all like that. Not to say that I wasn't, you know, asleep. I was definitely, you know, in the wilderness like that, you know, for a minute. But this shit is dumb, bro. I don't understand what they can put in front of you that will, like, oh, that's me. Oh, these characters are us. This is what they think of us. Y'all think it's just a movie, and that, I mean, there's more people like, oh, check out what they're saying with this movie, but then we don't do nothing. It don't matter if you fucking see it unless you do something with that. It don't matter if you see it unless we do something with it. Like, now, if you say what you see in the movie that's based in truth or you know, occult wisdom or esoteric, you know, happenings or whatever you want to call it, now they're just like, oh, and they know they're double bitch. They're double bitch because they still ain't gonna do shit about it. That's fucking crazy to me, man. That's crazy to me. This shit's been like that. I can't... This is why I don't really fuck with other beings too much. I don't fuck with people like that because I've felt like this for a long time. Longer than I even knew what it meant. I didn't even know what it meant for real. I just knew I didn't really fuck with people like that because just, like I said, pussed out and okay with being knocked around and lied to and fucking violated physically. You getting violated. You let them violate your kids. The shit really... I can't make sense of it other than people talk about spells and shit, and whether you look at that literally or dualistically or as, you know, symbolism or semantics or whatever, it really does seem like that at times. Even the people that say they're not still are. Y'all want money abundance instead of abundance of culture, what you come from. You don't even want to know what you are or who you are. You keep talking about being gods, but then you name yourself after other gods and shit. And God damn, man. This is the other side of you know, empath shit. I don't really like. It sounds like I'm trying to toot a horn for myself or some shit, but that's what that is. And I only call myself that because I'm comparing myself to other beings. Like y'all, other beings. I'm not trying to say y'all like you specifically, but other beings don't feel like this. Like y'all can watch some shit happen and like chuckle at it and giggle at it and shit. And I might fake like I do that sometimes, but this shit really fucks with me, man. This shit really fucks with me. It really fucks with my head. I don't like this place. And when people, the reason I go at, you know, I'm not going at love and light shit and people because it's popular to do for some reason all of a sudden. I do it because y'all niggas suck, bro. Like, this is not good. This to ignore it and say you're making your own, that's bullshit, man. You still breathing the same contaminated air that I'm breathing. You just acting like there's nothing in it. That's crazy. You're ignoring the science that you will support in other conversations. Like, how many people watched that fucking video, the lecture I posted by Klaus Vela? Like, that nigga broke down a bunch of shit and he has evidence of it. He's not just channeling some shit. This nigga did experiments on shit that people see in movies but don't think is real. Black goo, for instance. Morgellons, for instance. People think that shit's not real. That's real. It's not just somebody saying some shit that got channeled to them by frequencies that they don't even know where they really came from. This nigga had black goo, real substance that comes from a real place in Peru. And then in Mexico also. Deposits of intelligence that is in a liquid crystalline form that has emotion and intelligence and does things. It reacts to itself if it gets separated. Like, this is real shit. And no matter how much you say this shit, people either don't want to hear it because it scares them, or they don't want to hear it because they don't know what to do about it. But if enough of us paid attention to that, then we could figure the shit the fuck out. I don't I don't even know if I want to post this shit because it feels like I'm just ranting, but like, I'm gonna post it though, because I'm saying shit and I feel like people don't know about some of these things, and if they do, shame the fuck on you. Shame the fuck on you. If you know about shit like this and you don't lose people talking about it, friends, family, whatever, like, you're a bitch, you know, that you if you're worried about people thinking you're crazy for telling shit that you can show to them, you can prove to them, it's not channeled. I can show you them talking about this shit and admitting this shit, or disclosure from agent, whatever the fuck. If you're afraid of that, you're a bitch at this point. Because they've been saying to you what they're gonna do in many different facets and on many different levels. That war shit that everybody's paying attention to, that shit ain't real. That's not real, bruh. The war started a real long time ago. You've been in it this whole time, and you just get knocked the fuck out over and over and over again. You still don't die, but you don't wonder about any of that. You just, damn, bruh, I really want to get this Hellcat. Who gives a fuck about that, man? Nobody give a fuck about that. Money? Who gives a fuck about that? What is that getting you? That's not getting you nothing. Look at the people that have those things. They're more depressed than people that don't have it. Context clues. I don't understand how everything is so backwards and everybody's just walking through it like it's cool. And like, it's not, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be real. Like, we gonna positive position ourselves into some more bullshit. That's what we've been doing. Has that shit been working? Has that shit been working at all? People talking about reparations and all this old dumb, goofy ass shit that don't matter. Like, That's why I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep making these. You know, I don't give a fuck about making money from it. I'm not gonna. Somebody asked me about a Patreon. I don't know if I even want to do that. I'm just gonna post a fuckload. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck a Patreon. The only reason I might do that shit is if they try to like start fucking with me for saying the shit that I do. Because I already told you, I'm not censoring. I'm not censoring shit. I'm not censoring shit. That's how we got here to bitch up and let them tell us what we can say to each other. Meanwhile, there's a document supposedly that tells us that we can say whatever the fuck we want. Look at all these inconsistencies, bro. Like that shit it doesn't hit people. It doesn't hit y'all like First Amendment, but I can't say this and say this and say like what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. None of this shit makes sense. And we all just do it anyway. What the fuck is that? And like, I'm even being a bitch kind of, because fuck that. I'm gonna do a video talking about the Klaus Vela dude, the physicist. Like, he dropped shit in that video, and he's not the only one. There's a small contingent of people that are talking about real shit that is happening to you right now. Not just certain people. You all have it. All of you have it. I bought a fucking microscope. Because I was like, this shit ain't real. I don't even know how to tell you what I saw under that microscope. From me. I didn't even want to look at my kids, material. Because that would break my fucking heart. And it's like, what needs to be said for everybody to snap out of it? Realize that we are all family, with the exception of these fuckheads. And maybe some other beings that are here but ain't doing shit to help you in right now. Just because you got channelers and all these other people saying, oh, they're here, Galactic Federation, they're going to help us soon. Fuck all that, man. They're not doing nothing now. Do it out front. Let yourself be known. It's about that time. What are you behind the scenes for? Fuck all that. We can take it. Look how fucked up shit is. Ain't nobody worried about none of that shit. If you're worried about not freaking people out or taking their religion from them, they're dying. People are dying. So I think that supersedes. I think we can say fuck that now, right? You know? And then the crazier thing about it is that I'm positive that there will be people that will see this as like negative somehow. They'll see the shit that I'm saying and have something to say. They'll have anything to say other than, yeah, this nigga's right. Let's get it. Let's get cracking. Let's get fucking popping in this bit. Like, what does that even mean? Like, even if you're still dogmatic in your thinking, you should be tired. You should be tired. I don't give a fuck what you believe. You can still fight with me. Alongside me, I mean. I don't give a fuck what you believe. I don't care about that. If you're smart enough to see this shit, then you are with me. You are family to me. You don't have to be the same species as me or none of that. If you see what this is and you're like, fuck this shit, this nigga's right, like, the fuck I give a fuck what you believe. Believe what you want to believe. Believe in who you want to believe. You should be believing in yourself, but that's neither here nor there. That's up to you. I can't bring you to that. You have to get to that yourself. I didn't even mean to make this shit this long. I'm supposed to be watching this fucking movie. I'm gonna come back. What the fuck?